Okay, hotties, part 6. Let's get this done. Okay, so we bury our daughter, and me and Jerry Wayne were like, we should probably redo our wedding vows and do a real wedding and get married somewhere besides the courthouse. And so we get everything together. We're getting our wedding dress, all the things, and in this time, I found out I'm pregnant. And I had a friend's mama tell me, Aisha, the only way you're going to heal from this is to have another baby. I didn't want another baby. I wanted my baby that I had raised for 2.5 years almost. But anyways, found out I'm pregnant, so we're going to get remarried. And we did on July 5th. And then we go off on our honeymoon. At this time, it was like we were both broken. Everything was just so crazy, but we rent this hotel room for a week. We're going to be gone for a week. And for some reason, when we buried her, they asked me how many plots did I want. I didn't know anything about buying plots. I didn't know anything about buying headstones or nothing. But he spoke up, Jerry Wayne spoke up and said, we need to go ahead and get some. So let's just get 5. And I was like, okay, but we're not going to need those. So we come back from our honeymoon. We start getting bored. We're just homesick. We're grieving. It just wasn't time to be on the honeymoon. So we come on home, and a couple of days later, there's these guys coming up and down the road on a motorcycle, and he was like, ooh, those are nice. One was red, one was blue. Like, they were nice too. They were ninjas. And he was like, I want one. And I'm like, you don't need one. We're fixing to have another baby. What are we going to do? Strap a car seat on the back of a motorcycle? And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. We need a car. Well, we get another car. Okay, so we get the car. And these guys keep on coming by on these motorcycles. And he's like, talking to this one guy. And he's like, man, I'm fixing to have to let mine go back. I just can't afford the payments. I just can't afford it. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, if you want to take up payments, you can come with me to the loan office. And I'm like, oh, no. Not no, but heck no. And I said, if I have to sign anything, you won't be getting it. Now, we had just moved into a new house. We had paid our rent up for like 3 months or longer. And I just couldn't unpack nothing in this house. I just couldn't hang my pictures on the walls. It wasn't that the house wasn't good enough. It just didn't feel like home. But anyways, we're doing the best we can. My mom comes and stays for a while, and she ends up leaving. And then here comes the time for Jerry Wayne to go and see if he can get this. And I was not signing for it. Well, he goes up there, and he's like, my brother went with us, my youngest brother. And at this time, he was only like 14, maybe 15. I don't even think he was 15. But my brother rides with us, and Jerry Wayne got the bike. And my baby brother had to drive me back because I ain't never been able to drive. I've always had eye problems. I've told y'all that. I've never been able to drive. So he has to drive me back. And Jerry Wayne brought the car back. Well, we pull up at his mom's, and I'm just not loving the idea of him having a motorcycle. But we get out, we ride around on it, and I start feeling like, well, it is a little fun, And so the next day comes around, and this is 3 weeks after our daughter has passed away at this point. We get remarried, we go on our honeymoon, we come home because we're bored, and on our honeymoon, we got so bored, we called my brother and his girlfriend to come up there, and that still wasn't cutting it for us. We were just grieving, and we were trying to keep ourselves, like, I don't know, busy, but it just wasn't working. So gets this motorcycle, and the next day he's riding around on it. I'm pissed because it's him and his brother, and they have been gone all day long. And he comes in and he's like, are you hungry? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, let's go get some pizza. So we go get some pizza, and while we're there, we meet one of his friends. Now, I did not know this guy, but Jerry Wayne did. And he had come to our house before to pick up something, and I just didn't know him, so I didn't really conversate or whatever. Well, we come home, we eat, and he's like, I want to go ride the motorcycle, and me and Jody's gonna go. And I'm like, oh, no. And his sister's outside, and so it's me and Jody and Kelly and Jerwine. And she's like, man, you don't want to let these guys ride and have a good time. Just let them go. And Jody hands me the helmet, and he's like, here you go. Go ahead, sis. Go on. I understand. And I felt guilty, and I'm like, y'all go. Just whatever. Just don't be going it forever. And so it's already getting dusky dark, and I'm sitting there with Jerwayne's sisters, Andrea and Kelly, and his mom comes pulling up on 2 wheels. His mom and Jody's mom, and she's like, there's been a wreck. I've seen it. There was a diesel in front of us, but I seen it. I know it's the boys. Jody and Jerwayne have just wrecked the bike. And I'm like, there's no way. There is just no way. God would not do this. God would not do this to me. And I'm like shaking. I'm having a fit. And she's like, Bobby. That was Jerwayne's stepdad. She's like, I need you to go right now. So he hops in the car. He goes over there. And sure enough, that guy from Pizza Hut had pulled out in front of him. And Jerwayne tried to lay the bike over. But he was just going too fast because he was coming down a main highway. And this guy was pulling out from somebody's yard. And so me and Andrea are just pacing up and down the projects, walking them sidewalks, and I'm just like, this is not real. It cannot be happening. Well, I get a hold of my mom, my brother, his girlfriend, and I'm like, Jerwayne's just wrecked the bike. So they come and pick me up, and on the way to the hospital, once again, I ask, is he breathing? Now, I'd already asked, was my daughter breathing? And I did not get the answer that I wanted. He's like, my brother was like, yeah, everything's okay. Like, everything's fine. Well, we walk into the hospital, and the nurses immediately meet me. They know that I've done lost my mom, grandmother, because my grandmother adopted me. I just lost my daughter. 3 weeks later, now he's in here, and all I hear is screaming. Just this blood-curdling screaming, and I knew that it was Jody. And the doctor comes out and says, Jerwayne didn't make it.